is through cheatology. And what I mean by that is this: the CT is personal protection, but still, when you get to a certain level, all the elements, dimensions, and the universal chi flow that you receive and direct come into play with everything that we do. So we're always in the moment, okay, with elements and dimensions. You want to be in that point of your life with your journey here, that you're going into emptiness to oneness with the element, okay? Not the physical any longer, of course, and not the internal any longer. You still work out of internals, but you want to have that oneness with the elements. So that's why we're coming back in, and all of our support is coming back to the wood element. We're being pulled to Mother Earth. Father Universe is still coming through us. Eagle character is still working. Tiger, the flow of the tiger. The tiger's about flow. As they're doing this, all right, we know about the tones. We're talking about internal tones, external tones, trailing tones, hooking tones. I'm going to ask them to use internal tones and trailing tones. The trailing tones are going to be those that are working with the wood element, okay? Whatever it is that's working with the wood element, okay? Whether it be the upper and they're targeting something with the fingers, okay? The appendages coming out there with the meeting of mountains, or the lower into the hip triggers, the same thing again. We're going to trail that and then trail it down to the lower appendage, again, being the heels, okay? And that rudder. Remember, out of the four, okay? Emptiness, oneness, vibration, chi path, and chi, these are always the two most important. The vibration, yes, you have to get in that emptiness and oneness. That's where you're making the switch to what? Elements and dimensions. But that vibration is so important. And then the chi path of where you're sending everything to for your connection while staying under that radar. And that will bring the chi energy that you're looking for into the technique that you're doing. Our emptiness oneness is not going to go to physical nor internal anymore. It's going to skip to elements and dimensions. Okay, now you've seen us do some videos with the wood element. Okay, you've seen us talk about the water element, the fire, okay, the steel, okay, metal, forged steel, all these different things. So Mother Earth, Father Universe, all these different things we talked about. Well, now we want to be able to get to a place that all we are doing is going from where we're at into elements and dimensions versus physical, internal. They're sending out from internal grid line 1, dimension grid line 1, eagle 1, going to meeting of mountains, coming down, connecting with eagle number 2, out to kidney 1. But now they're going to take from the larger part, the open gate trigger points, all right, and bring it all in. Remember how we worked the dragon giant coming out? Okay, now they're going to bring it all in, and now they're going to use that power working with kidney 1, the outside of the foot, down to the heel, okay? So now we really want to build that with the elements and dimensions. Their vibration, they want to feel that very, very strong vibration through their open gates coming from Father Universe, okay? All we come through here, that still have that root. We still have the blue running down the back of the leg for that tranquility, okay? So we're very much still into chamber 1 and water flow along with the wood element coming through. Use that same flow, Father Universe, through the rear open gate, okay? Out. Remember, the open gate also turns into what? The support level. So don't forget that. That turns into support level as it comes, okay? All that energy comes through the open gate, comes down. Again, that is your what? Your limb, and then branches out to what? The ball of the foot, and also that kidney 1. So really start putting together the energy points between meeting in the mountains, okay, and kidney 1 down in that foot of where it's going to go. It's all about elements and dimensions, okay? Also in personal protection when you're working against, you know, an assailant. So as we stand and sit here today and do an internal temple active meditation, what they're doing is they're working with all the elements, okay? We have whipping bamboo. We have wind they're going to work through chamber number 2. We have the eagles 1 and 2. Nothing is negated from all of our previous videos. We're still working internal grid line 1, dimension grid line 1. We're still working coming through all the vortex, all the core, all the meridians, all the Tsubos. We're working the 2 cores down the legs. Okay, remember that royal blue, that red, and that silver. So all those are involved still, representing what? Elements. Okay, everything has to do with elements: the water, the wood, the fire, the intensity, the tenacity, the metal, depending upon what type, and the forged steel. Remember, you're still using what? Crown chakra, third eye, GB16, chi ball, chi rings all the way through. Nothing has negated. You're still using all these, but now you want to get very deep into all the elements. You don't forget to leave the chi ring. Don't go down there and say, okay, I'm going to the next one, so I'm going to remove this now. No, that stays there. All the points we're talking about, every time you clear, you leave chi energy at those tsubos, in those meridians, at those joints, okay? Nothing negates. You don't throw them away. You want that there. You want this to the point to where when you're walking, okay, when you're out in daily life, all right, this is always running. Remember that window we talked about? This is always running with all the different variables that we're doing. The branch out is going to be going through all the meridian lines. Remember, we have 14. 12 are directly related to organs. We have 2 overriding, okay? So we're going to be using those and then the tsubos. And again, you have 360 major tsubos, but you have over 800 in your ear alone. So we're going to be using the elements and dimensions to receive direct the universal chi flow through our body systems for the healing also. Okay, and this is one of the things we do with the Qigong Power Chi of the Healing Yoga. Everyone back through understanding once you graduate up into elements and dimensions and using elements and dimensions, that means you went from physical to internal and now elements and dimensions. Same as when you do internal temple active meditation, you're going to take that from emptiness, oneness to elements and dimensions. No longer physical, no longer internal. Internal's still there. Yes, you're still using all the internal, but you're going to elements and dimensions. Okay? Internal temple active meditation. Alright? So everything is switching from everything you're doing now into elements and dimensions, and now you're also combining very heavily body motion, movement, and angulization. Because why? You're receiving and directing universal